is Meredith Oliver. Meredith, how are you doing today?
I am doing fantastic.
Fantastic. And you're here to talk about fantastic marketing. Is that correct?
Yeah, shocker, right? Kevin gave me a bit of an introduction, but I'll go ahead and just tell you a little more about me. So I kind of wear two hats. One hat is I'm the principal of Meredith Communications, which is a digital marketing agency, and we specialize in home builder, realtor, and developer marketing. So on the one hand, my title reads Chief Digital Strategist, and we do that. But on the other hand, I'm an author, I'm a professional speaker. When I speak in all kinds of industries, everything from automotive to healthcare to staffing. I speak all different types of companies because really sales, marketing principles, digital marketing can apply quite broadly. Most of the time, I find myself in a very unique position. I consider myself an expert of the crossroads of sales and marketing. So I am a marketer who's always most interested in how many leads were generated, how many leads were followed up on, what was the conversion rate of those leads. So while I am a marketer, my end goal is always how to make a sale. So I kind of come to what we're going to talk about today and really all of my work from that perspective. Our company does website design and development, like I said, for home builders all over the country. Buffington and Austin, Texas is a good example of that. Now, the thing about me that most people remark on, particularly when I don't have as many highlights in my hair as I do at the moment, woo, going a little blonde there, girl. When my hair is super dark, I look like Flo, the progressive girl. Yeah, I'm going to let that just sink for a minute. Yeah. So on your screen where it says me, that is literally me for Halloween 2 years ago, gone full Flo. And you have to admit, there is a striking resemblance. I bring that up to entertain you and humble myself, but more to make a point. You see, we like Flo. We love Flo. Flo is the bomb.com. Flo is amazing. Flo is everything you could want in a spokesperson. And in fact, in the 10 years that Flo has been the iconic spokesperson for Progressive Insurance, they have skyrocketed from a almost zero brand recognition position to number one in the category, the insurance category that they are in. It's incredible what the marketing campaign of Flo has really done for Progressive. And what Flo taps into is what I like to call the power of we. You see, we like Flo, right? Who doesn't like Flo? And everywhere I go, if I mention, I look like Flo, the progressive girl, people just light up. They think that's funny because it is funny. But we like Flo. And more importantly, we perceive that Flo likes us. That Flo likes us. You see, Flo understands what we want. So she gets her price gun out and makes sure that our rates with Progressive are as competitive as anybody else in the industry. Flo knows that we like to, what is it? Say it with me, bundle and save. So you get your home, auto, and boat. You see, with every Flo commercial, Progressive feeds you what you want out of an insurance company in a friendly representation of Flo. And in the end, it makes you believe that Progressive gets you, that Progressive understands you, that we are in this insurance thing together. And with Flo's help, we are going to take care of you. And the end result is we, the consumer, we buy more insurance, we refer Progressive, and we shoot them to the very top position of their category as a reward. This power of we just taps into this sense of I'm a fan, but more importantly, Progressive Insurance is my fan, a fan of your fans. So I have to ask you today, does your marketing experience, when I'm on your website, when I'm in your email campaigns, when I'm on your social media pages, does that MX marketing experience, does it make me feel like the power of we? Does it make me feel like you get me, you understand me, you know what I want from you as a company in your category? Because let me tell you something. This has always been necessary. This has always been important. I have been speaking and doing keynotes all over the country on the power of we and fantastic marketing since 2010. Literally 10 years I've been talking about this, but today it's never been more relevant. So I have to ask you, what's your MX? What's your marketing experience? What is it like when I interact with you? Because it's always been the truth and the case that your marketing experience, your brand is not about you, folks. It never has been. But it's also never been more true that when we have an epic event, a massive disruption of personal and professional, and I will tell you, this is the third one I've been through. I know I can't possibly be that old, right? I know I have good products, but I've been through .com boom bust. I've been through 9/11. I've been through the housing crash of 2008. So this is actually number 4, yay me, right? And I'm going to tell you, when we go through a major disruption like this, and we will pray hard that this is a short-lived one, this statement is true times a million. Your marketing is not about you right now. And if you make it about you, you will revolt and you will repel any of your fans or the goodwill you've built up. Does that mean you can't market right now? You can't sell? Absolutely not. So what we do is when we do fantastic marketing, we learn to flip our marketing message upside down so that we are still talking about our brand, but we're doing it through the wants, needs, and eyes of the fans. Here are 2 examples that revolted and repulsed me in the past week. And honestly, most of the time, I don't really do negative examples. I don't like to embarrass anybody, but this was so ridiculous, we're going to embarrass them. I got this email from Jane, which is an online retailer, literally just a few days ago, plenty far into the crisis of the moment. I mean, I know things really ratcheted up this weekend, but this was late last week, plenty far in to know you should not be sending me an email of vacay away with a suitcase and talking about my staycation, swimsuit, sandals, sunglasses. At worst, this is tone deaf, and at best, this is offensive. I'm going to give you another one. Our good old News and Observer here in the Raleigh market. That's our main newspaper. And they had a story on, I believe it was Saturday, on their website, giving an update that Harris Teeter and Publix grocery stores would be closing early. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Now, what I want you to try to picture is when I first clicked this, I couldn't see the text that's down below. All I could see was the main headline, the photo, and this line right here. Please note, the News and Observer and McCluskey news sites have lifted the paywall on this developing story, providing critical information to the readers. To support vital reporting such as this, please consider a digital subscription. To which I would like to give a hand gesture. And those of you that know me know I don't even do stuff like that. Like, I'm super straight-laced and boring, but that made me mad. So you're going to take credit for the fact that you're giving out free information on when grocery stores will be open during a pandemic. And then B, you have the nerve to ask me to donate because of your goodwill. You have to be kidding me. Not fantastic. Last one. And this is not even related to the current crisis. Once a week, I get an email from silver singles. Do I look silver to you? And I will have you know, thank you very much. I am one of the most married people you've ever met in your life. I've been married to the same man. Okay, it was 3 men, but I've been married 21 years. I am so married and I am so not silver. And once a week, I get an email blast from them and it makes me mad. So here's the thing. When you make it about you and not about the fans, particularly in a sensitive time, best case, we're going to completely ignore you, possibly eliminate you from ever doing business with you again. And third, we might actually decide your brand is so damaged, I no longer want to see, hear, unfollow, delete, block, spam. Right? We're not having it. We are not having it. Our attention span is so short. It's interesting listening to Stan. I loved what Stan did with the rhino and all the different animals. That was amazing. And honestly, I have something a little similar right here, but mine's not nearly as well thought out. Good job, Stan. What I've observed in talking with our marketing clients, and I've basically been talking, you can hear that I'm hoarse, right? I have been on the phone 18 hours a day since about Saturday, either on the phone or 5 text chains going at once or 3 live chats. It has been the Meredith Oliver Crisis Communications Marketing Hotline for home builders. How can I help you? For days. And I've talked to so many people that here's what I've figured out. Kind of like what Stan was saying with the animals and the different personality types, I've seen we've got 3 basic responses to a crisis situation. We've got the first group, Group A. Group A is like, it'll be fine. It's all good. It's fine. Wash your hands. Don't go to places with a ton of people. It's all good. It's fine. What's the problem? We're going to keep going business as usual. And let me, as I describe these to you, it's important to me that you know I'm not judging any of these. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. Then I've got Group B. Group B is like, this is kind of serious. Like, okay, all right, I'm not panicked, but you've got my attention. This is not business as usual. I need to go into problem-solving mode, and I need to figure out what I need to do different. And then you got Group C. Group C is posting we're all going to die on social media, okay? Group C is really scared, really freaked out. Group C is hunkered down in the bunker. You know that picture of all that toilet paper in that cart that Stan was talking about? Group C, okay? Now, what's more important than understanding there's 3 groups is understanding this. Here's what I've also observed about human nature. We are super judgy about the other 2 groups. Whatever group you're in, you are super judgy about the other 2. If you're Group A, you think that's the right way to respond, and you think B and C are really losing it, and vice versa. Here's what I want you to understand. You have basically these 3 consumer groups to market to. And they respond to your marketing very differently. You could continue your marketing. Okay, I think we lost sharing. Just a moment, please. Hold on, there we go. Sorry about that. I'm back. You could continue marketing to Group A and there would be 0 issue, 0. Okay. They would receive your messages, they would receive your vacay away email and not think anything of it. But B and C would be repulsed and repelled. Okay. So what I want you to think about is how do we do this right? How do we possibly appeal to A, B, and C and make it about the fans? I give you redfin.com. Redfin.com, when you go and you search for a home there, and you click on a property, I don't know when it got on the site or how quickly, but I can tell you as of Monday, they had in place an option to tour in person or tour via video chat. Bingo. That's fantastic. If I am group A and I am not really very concerned, I could go in person. If I'm B or C and I'm wanting to change up how things work, I could go B. When you click on tour video chat and schedule tour, you get this, which is beautiful. Opportunity to schedule right here. You're making it easy for me. How fantastic is that? And look at how they messaged. Learn more about what we are doing to keep you safe. Nice. You know how many emails I got on Monday telling me about your cleaning procedure? It made me kind of wonder, like, how nasty your business has been the whole time. Like, why have you been cleaning like this the whole time? Like, some of us are germaphobes, and really finding out that you're just now deep cleaning is really frightening. So here's the thing. The way they message this, you see the flip? Instead of saying, here's our process to clean, they wrote, learn more about what we're doing to keep who safe? You safe. That's fantastic. Isn't that cool? So that's a positive example of what I'm talking about. So what's your next step? Where do you go from here? Right? So you've got to come out with a couple action items. Here's what I'd recommend. Number one, I would love for you to acknowledge and really come to an understanding there are 3 types of responses, at least as I've best observed in the 2 weeks we've been dealing with this, right? There's A, B, and C. And frankly, your sales, your marketing needs to appeal to A, B, and C. Because people are really pulling back from on their consumer confidence. So in order to engage with you, you got to go all out. You've got to keep doing what you're doing, and you want to appeal to all the groups. If you just hang your hat on A, group A, that's really like, okay, that's fine. I'll come to your open house. I don't care. That's one slice of the population. You won't make your numbers on just group A. Okay, you're not going to probably make your numbers you planned on anyway, but you'll come a lot closer if we hit all 3 groups. Then I want you to ask yourself, what is it like to buy from us right now? I see a typo. That's what happens when you create slides and a customized program in under 24 hours. What is it like to buy from us right now? Okay. And what is it like to be our customer right now? And you ask it for each of the 3 groups. For group A, that's like, I'm cool. What's it like to buy from us right now? What's it like to be our customer? The ones that are like, I'm concerned, and you keep running it through all 3 groups. Then you will list your action steps to modify your marketing experience and your customer experience for the 3 groups, ultimately to make it about who? To make it about them. I have these slides, and I will fix the typo when you download them, but I have these slides available at meredithspeaks.com/virtual-summit. At that link, you will also find a complimentary PDF version of my brand new book, Fantastic Marketing. It would be very disingenuous to talk to you about making it about you and then ask you to go to Amazon and buy the book, right? Right. So you're bored, you're sitting around, you want to learn a little more about marketing. I mean, what else have you got to do? You're like at your house 24 hours a day with these people that you're supposed to love, but you're like, oh my God. So read my book. It's free, PDFs on the website. I've also got links on there on the same page where you can access and find me on social. Facebook, Twitter, Gram, LinkedIn. I'm on all of them, do them all, right? So I want to thank you for giving us this chance. You're a bit of a guinea pig audience. We're not going to lie, but it's really the point, right? Is that we had suddenly a very open event schedule. So it gave us the opportunity to do something for the fans. And that's what we're doing. And yeah, we're learning a little bit along the way, and we're breaking a few eggs. But as we're doing it, hopefully you are getting some value while we work and serve you. And that's really what it's about. And it's interesting. I've been friends with Evan for many years, and I can tell you that he has many gifts and many talents that I appreciate. But one of them is his heart for service and the way that he thinks of others very automatically. He really does like and want to serve. And so when he texted me like a 2-sentence thing and said, want to do a virtual summit on Thursday, I was like, yep, I do. So I'm pleased to do it and I'm happy to be here. And Evan, I will answer any questions you have or talk to you about my studio, whatever makes sense. Quite honestly, I have no idea where I am time-wise at this juncture. So.
Well, Meredith, here's the good news. We're running early. And so the schedule in front of me, not very useful at this stage in the game. But thank you for those kind words. I'm honored by them, and I really don't know what to say. So what I'll do is what we do in show business. I'll move on to the next thing. So, Meredith, since part of the idea of this virtual event is we're talking about virtual events, could you tell us a little bit more about your home studio setup?
Yeah, absolutely. So in my estimation, there are 4 key elements to a home studio setup. So I'll rattle each one off. I'll try to be brief. Number 1 is a high quality microphone. So there are many mics out there, but you really do want to have a microphone that is separate and apart from your just basic embedded computer microphone. So my particular microphone is a Blue Yeti, YETI, and you can get that on Amazon for around $100. But like I said, Evan's got way more experience in this than me, and there's plenty of other choices. But you do need an external microphone. Number 2, you need to do sound. The sound that you hear you do not want to have the sound coming out of your computer speakers. That's what causes the echo. So I do my AirPods. So everything I've been hearing from the other presenters and from Evan are coming in through my AirPods. AirPods last about 6 hours a day, and I do this stuff all day long. So they generally die at some point. At that time, I just go ahead and plug in my old-fashioned Apple headset into the Blue Yeti, and I get my outbound sound that way. Number 3 would be my webcam. I do not use the default camera in my iMac, although I could. It's not a bad camera, but I have more control with my Logitech HD camera. You can find that on Amazon as well. And then last but not least, what is lighting me right now and giving me this youthful glow is a ring light on a stand. Mine's a tripod stand. I also do have a desktop version. And that's what's giving me the light that you guys currently see. It's by a company Newer, and it's like Neweer, I think. And it, again, ring light, and mine's on a tripod stand because I have such a big computer to get the light up and over it. And then ideally, I know what Evan would tell me is I really need a backlight behind me, but we're not quite there yet. And then I've got of course, the backdrop. You always have to be aware of what's behind you. So I have very specific choices and bookshelves behind me that I do to kind of give it the whole look. So that's my home studio.
Life is short. Buy the shoes and the home studio is what I'm hearing from you there, Meredith.
Right.
And Meredith, you started your presentation by reminding us and kind of giving us a sense of relief that you do, in fact, look like Flo, the progressive girl. And I think the Flo hair that you have going on there, it does a nice job of hiding your earphones. That was well done. That was a nice little trick there.
Right. I know. Sometimes when I'm doing these events, virtual ones, the meeting planners, I can tell like they're kind of stressed. So I'll just go like this real quick so they can just know that they are in. Although I don't know if you guys noticed, but we did have a little bit of a blurb with the screen share. Did everybody else see that, what I saw?
We saw it here in the studio.
Yeah. So that was me. I was tapping the earphone to kind of let you guys know that I could hear you talking while I was talking, but I don't think everybody else could. But unfortunately, that activated my iTunes on my iMac. At which point my praise playlist started to play and my screen share went away and I just kept talking and closed one and opened the other. And, it was crazy. So that's another thing about doing this. I think having so many live events under my belt that I've done everything. I mean, I've talked when the power's gone completely out of the building and I'm just standing there in the dark and they're like, keep talking. I mean, I've talked, I had 1,000 people in a keynote when the computer backstage caught on fire and there was smoke, and they were like, keep talking. So one of the things is I've done my time on stage. So it helps you to be a little bit less flappable with the tech stuff. And of course, anytime I'm doing anything with you, I feel very comfortable because I know you've got me, technically speaking. When I run them myself, I had a town hall virtual summit on Tuesday with about 300 people, and I was running the whole thing, and that gave me pause. Like that made me nervous. So, but the actual delivering and something going wrong, I mean, that happens in live events all the time, and virtual's really no different. So if you just reframe it to yourself, you just keep talking.
Keep talking. That's an excellent learning. And I think the big learning here is the show must go on. And we have to continue on in spite of the challenges. And we're seeing a lot of great discussion in our forum here about the microphones. That was a Blue Yeti microphone that Meredith has. And Blue also makes a smaller microphone called a Snowball that I believe Stephanie has but wasn't active for her today. And so I think one of the things we've learned with our remote guests is we definitely need to have earphones to hear so they can hear us. And that makes our microphone quality that much clearer. And it's why here in the studio, even though we have a little bit of echo due to the nature of the room, we have much clearer audio coming out of the studio because the only place where the guests are coming in are in the headphones of our team members and in the earpiece that I have here. And so we'll talk more about the studio. Another thought from you, Meredith?
I had a question. I'm going to raise my hand. Is that okay?
That's okay. You are live. You can go right ahead.
So my question was, how did my audio sound to you or to the live stream? Because I will admit, I have the Hopin live stream on a laptop while everyone else was talking, so I could see what was happening and what it looked like. Mm-hmm. But there's a pretty good delay on it. And so I didn't want that to distract me. So once I started talking, I put the clamshell down on my Mac Air so that I wasn't like, 5 seconds later seeing myself. So I don't really, how did it sound to you guys?
I see 3 comments about your audio here in our feed, 4, now 5. Excellent audio. Audio sounded good. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Frida. Kate, fantastic audio from you, Meredith. Travis, your audio was fine. Sandra, your audio is excellent. So from our...
good.
From yes. Oh, here we go. The comments are coming in. Everyone says, great audio from you, Meredith. Woohoo!
I know. Hey, man. I typically, this Blue Yeti, it's plugged in USB into my iMac. I have a fairly new iMac. If I'm going to do a lot of this stuff, I, invest in really good equipment. I've got a fastest processor you can get or whatever to make sure the whole thing's running pretty well. And it typically does fine, but every once in a while, you just got to keep talking.
Keep talking. The show must go on. And dare I say, fantastic audio and a fantastic presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, let's thank Meredith Oliver. We'll give a nice golf clap here in the studio.